Old maps didn't slow down Spirit, they actually made her stronger. Back in old Dead by Daylight, maps were tighter, darker, and way less forgiving. A lot of killers struggled on them, but Spirit didn't. And it wasn't because she was overpowered, it was because of her power interacted with the map design. Old maps on old Dead by Daylight were very safe, and there was multiple loops and pallets on every map. It was very safe for survivors, and a lot of people might say that it was a very survivor-sided patch. But Spirit didn't care about this. She could go around loops without anyone seeing, around pallets, or even stand still, and the survivors wouldn't know. There's also a lot of information on old DBD, a lot more grass and a lot more corn, which move inside the phase animation or the phase power coming from the Spirit. That means that she can see where the survivors are, even if the survivors can't see her. It's very one-sided and it makes Spirit very overpowered. Spirit can see corn and grass move even in current DBD, but there's just not as much of it. There's a lot less information and it's a lot less dramatic than old DBD. To cut down on gigabytes and install storage, they had to get rid of a few things, which included the corn and our information and details. That's why it might not look as good as the old grungy, old DBD look that we have way back in 2019. When Spirit phased, survivors had to make a read. On old maps, there was a lot less room to reset that read. You could hear breathing, you could see grass moving, you could watch how survivors panicked, and once they guessed wrong, the chase was over. You'll notice something in these chases. Survivors keep coming in loops. That worked against normal killers, but against Spirit, it fed her information. Old maps punished hesitation, and Spirit punished information. People say Spirit ignored map design, but that's not quite right. She didn't ignore it, she exploited it. The tighter the space, the harder it was to fake information. And the harder it was to fake information, the stronger Spirit became. Meaning that if you had no mind games to play against a Spirit, she knew where you were standing, and you would just die. There was no way around it. You would just catch it. It didn't really matter that the Nancy won this mind game at the long wall jungle gym, because now I can just walk towards her until she gets to another loop, and then I'll just phase on her. She just ran past a pallet, but it didn't matter because it's just a rinse and repeat kind of thing. If she gets to another loop, then I'll just do the same thing over and over again. Walk her down, phase on her, walk her down, phase on her, break the pallet, phase, and then eventually she'll have nowhere to go and I'll just kill her. Like this David, he ran out of places to go. There was no pallets left or jungle gyms. He ran into a dead zone because this map is quite open. There's not many places to go until you've used all your pallets. So he was in the open and he's down. And of course he's playing David because he wants dead hard, so we'll just wait that out. So I see these two running towards the hook, towards David. He's almost dead, so what I do is I turn around and stand still. Now the two, Laurie and the Nancy, don't know if I'm phasing towards them or if I am just standing still. So the Nancy decides to run in circles. That's a smart thing to do. And that means that she's predictable and she's easy to phase onto. So once the David dies on the hook, then I just phase on towards her and she runs to the area that she's ready to loop into, which isn't much. She's got a platform and she manages to get the vault off because I react way too late. There's no footstep sound, so that's why I didn't know where she was at the moment. Onto the Nia, she oversteps a little loop because I done a standstill mind game on her, and that means she's injured right from the very beginning. Chases me all the way to the shack and she's just an easy down because I can hear where she is. So that's the Nia down, and that means it's only Laurie left. We know that she was running towards Hook the last time we saw her, and there's a generator over it in that area. So I'm facing over that way, and we find her. We catch her at a loop that's already been down for a while, and we're just going to stand still and see what happens, as I know that she will panic. She has that kind of girl. Now we need to go back for the Nia, and that's the match over. It was a very close one, but we got there in the end. This is why Old Spirit felt so unfair for many players, not because she was unbeatable, but because she was rewarded awareness more than anything else. If you didn't slow down, you didn't survive. Old DBD played differently. All maps mattered, just not in the way people expected, and for Spirit, they were perfect.